welcome to Bharata First. I'm Frank Rausen Pereira. This is FRP Explains. I'm here to talk about China's three-child policy. China is an amazing country. It can do what it wants to do whenever it wants. It can say you can have only one child. Then you change the policy in 2016 and you change it once again because you know or you realize or you think that things have not changed on the ground for the better. The one-child policy, what it was put in place in 1980 by the then leader Deng Xiaoping. In 2016, it was changed to two-child policy because the communist government realized that China is heading into a demographic crisis. And then when it did not have the desired impact and the desired results, they have now decided to go ahead and have a three-child policy after the latest census, which has said that the population is aging too fast and there are too few births. This is a cause of concern for China because the aging population means there are going to be lesser people to help the Chinese juggernaut roll on economically. Why haven't there been takers for the two-child policy in the first place, and why did the Chinese government have to bring in the three-child policy? A population or a generation has not had more than one child, so it's become very common for them to understand and to realize that one child is sufficient. Many couples are not even having that child. Let's not forget the social structure in China is very different. There are extended working hours, old parents to be taken care of, high education costs, and so many other aspects come into the picture when you're looking at having more than one child. And Chinese couples, at least the middle class and the lower middle class, do not want to see it that way. The lower middle class has been forced, and coercive methods and measures have been used over the decades to ensure that they have had only one child. So that has been ingrained in their minds and in their heads, and it becomes difficult to change that. But look at the capacity of the Chinese government to go ahead and do something like this. India is going to overtake China as the most populous country in 2025, and now that has become a worry for the Chinese because everyone is talking about India's demographic dividend. It doesn't mean that it is going to come automatically to us. There are many things that we need to do. Let's not forget, unemployment is at an all-time high, and if the jobs are not there for the youth, this demographic dividend is very quickly going to become a liability, and we won't even know what hit us. As things stand right now, it is advantage India, but the way things are progressing, it looks like a very uphill task and a great big challenge for us to deal with. We don't have the right kind of skill sets as far as our youngsters are concerned. The degrees and the certificates that we have do not seem to be of any use because in theory we are excellent, but when it comes to actually getting the work done, that's where we lag behind, and companies and organizations think twice before giving out jobs. Historically and traditionally, job creation has been a problem for India. It's not like it has been great or very good anytime in the past. It's a historical problem. When the Indian economy was doing wonderfully well, even then jobs were not created at the rate we would have liked them to see them being created. And now when the economy is at its worst point, you can understand and realize what has happened to the jobs. Now, India's population also has increased by leaps and bounds. And when there was already a deficit really as far as good jobs are concerned, the gap has only widened. So if we don't act soon, we too are going to have a unique problem of our own, very different to the problems that China is having, So, the analysts and experts talking about this century being Asia's century may soon turn to be something else if both India and China don't get their acts together with regards to their respective population and with regards to their respective demographies. That's it on this edition of FRP Explains. If you like the content, please like the video, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and then all notifications. For those of you who would like to make a contribution, you may do so by using our UPI IDs. A small contribution that you make will be a giant leap for us to keep bringing you this content. That's it from me. See you again next time.